I'm going to share with you the 9 rules that took me from a struggling photographer charging a couple hundred per shoot to consistently landing $2,000 to $5,000 packages. These are the exact rules I use to build a 6-figure photo and video business, and you can start using them today, even if you're just getting started. I wish someone had taught me these when I was starting and doubting if I'd ever go full time. So without further explanation, let's dive into the 9 money rules that will help you build a profitable photo or video business. Starting with rule number 1, premium packages. The first thing that we have to learn how to do is price ourselves correctly. And most photographers and videographers go down the trap of pricing per hour or per deliverable. Per hour pricing limits the amount you can make because it ties the amount you can make to the amount of hours that you work. Now, yes, you can slowly increase your rate over time, but as you get better and you're constantly increasing your rate on current clients, they're not going to be happy with that. So instead, we want to adopt a per asset model, or even better, a per package pricing model. So this means if you're selling a $2,000 package and you're getting better over time, you're working faster, which means you're earning more per hour of time spent without having to raise your rates to keep up with how good you're getting at your craft, right? So now that we know that we have to be doing premium packages rather than charging per asset or per hour, we want to create 2 or 3 packages that we can pitch to clients. Now we're going to have a basic package, we're going to have a middle of the road package, and then we're going to have a gold or premium package. Now, if you're just getting started, I actually recommend just doing 2 packages. It's going to be a lot easier to keep track of what you have and pitch these to clients, because when you're on sales calls, when you're having conversations with clients around these packages, you can say, hey, we've got our basic package for $2,000. It includes this, this, and this. And we have our gold premium package for $5,000, and you get all of this. Now, with just 2 packages, it's going to be a lot easier for you to negotiate when you're just getting started. And as you go on, well, you can add a 3rd package into the mix here. And when you have 3 packages, you can really play around with price anchoring as well. Now, with having these packages, it's great to have these on your website to quickly send them to clients if they're interested in your pricing. But really what you want here is at the end of a sales conversation, at the end of a discovery call, you pitch these 2 packages, but you also leave room for customization, okay? So yes, you have these 2 packages with a productized service, but you're also leaving room for custom projects in case they want that. So let's say on a phone call, you realize a client wants 20 photos, but they also want to do this video project, and you don't have video projects in your packages, but you know you can do this. Well, you can add that on as a custom package. So what you want is really these base packages and then room for customization. Okay, money rule number 2, sell solutions, not assets. So we're talking about packages here, right? We have lots of photos and videos in these packages, but we don't want to be selling photos or videos. We want to be selling solutions to problems. So a client's going to buy one of our packages, not for the 20 photos and 1 video in the package. They're going to buy it because they want some sort of transformation. So when I was starting out, I remember my first real paid photo shoot was this $500 project for a cookie dough company. It was like this edible cookie dough, and I sold them 10 photos for $50 each. It was a $500 package, and I was selling them photos. That was my pitch. That's why I pitched them the cold email. That's why I pitched them on that the following sales call from that cold email, and I was just selling photos. Now, fast forward 1 or 2 years, and I was charging $2,000 to $5,000 per project minimum, and that was mainly due to this package-based pricing, and really me pitching solutions and not photos anymore. So when I was selling these $2,000 to $5,000 packages, I'm no longer selling just my photos. I'm selling a solution. For example, I was advertising that I can help them build brand awareness or drive sales with my photos, because I know that with better photography on an e-commerce store, well, their conversions are going to go up because people are more likely to buy their product. Or if they're posting on social media, if they have really beautiful imagery and an actual strategy behind what they're posting, well, they're going to get more brand awareness. So I stopped selling just my photos and videos and started selling solutions to problems. I identified what these problems were after having hundreds of sales conversations with clients, and I created packages to solve these problems. And this is how you want to present yourself. Present yourself as someone who sells solutions with your packages versus someone that sells just photos or videos in package form. Okay. Money rule number 3 is to follow a sales process. So when you get an inbound request into your inbox, you often want to send your pricing right away or send your packages right away, right? You want to just present your offer, not have to really go back and forth and have them accept an offer, right? But when you're selling $2,000 to $5,000 packages, it's not this simple. We have to follow an actual sales process. So whether it's an inbound lead coming into your inbox or you're doing outbound sales through LinkedIn or cold email, you have to follow a sales process. So once someone expresses interest in your service, they become a lead in your business. And actually, they're an engaged lead. So they're interested in your service. Once they express interest, your goal is to get them on a sales call, a discovery call where you can really dig into their problems, see what's going on, see what they need help with. Because often it's not that they need pretty photos or a great video. They have some sort of underlying issue. Maybe their conversions on their Facebook ads have been going down, or they're not getting as much reach on Instagram, or their website photos are outdated and they want to update those, and their conversions are low on their e-commerce store. Whatever their problem is, you want to figure out what their issue is on a discovery call. So you hop on these calls, really ask questions aimed at discovering what their problems are. Once you uncover those problems, then you can actually pitch your packages as a solution to those problems and close the deal. Now, the sales call, the discovery call is just one part of this process. After that, you want to send them a proposal. There's going to be a follow-up process. And really, you want to be following some sort of sales pipeline here with clear steps that every lead goes through every single time. So for example, inside of Creative Biz Launch, my education company, what we teach is once someone becomes an engaged lead, the next step is to get them on a discovery call. Now, before the discovery call happens, you want to research the brand, make sure that you're ready for it, write your script out. We have scripts inside the program that you can just copy and paste. So go through those scripts. And then on that call, you dig into those problems. After that call, you're going to send a proposal around those problems that you uncovered. And once that proposal gets sent, sometimes you're not going to hear back. So you want to do some sort of follow-up. You can do email follow-up, or even better, a Loom follow-up video where you walk through that proposal, send that their way, and then you're going to follow up until you get a yes or a no. Make sure to get a yes or a no. Even if it's a no, you can always add them to your interested in the future category. Since you've already had a discovery call with them, you can keep them in your sales pipeline and reach out to them in a few months' time. Okay, moving on to money rule number 4. Money rule number 4 is a quick and easy one. Every photographer, every videographer should be doing this one. Rule number 4, get a 50% deposit for every project. There's not really much explanation needed for this one. No matter what, put terms in your contract to get that 50% deposit, and you don't start work until that deposit comes in. Now, if you have clients who are trying to fight you on this, they are most likely going to be nightmare clients in the long run. So that is a red flag. First of all, if someone's trying to fight you on a 50% deposit, it's going to be a red flag. So they're probably not worth your time. So rule number 4, get that deposit. Okay, moving on to rule number 5 here. Rule number 5 is to actually reinvest into your business. So I'm a big proponent in reinvesting into your business for growing your company, because at the start, most photographers and videographers, when we think reinvesting into our business, we think of gear, right? That's what we think we should be buying. We should spend all our money on gear and our business will grow. And that's really only true up until a certain point. So for me, once I spent about $10,000 on gear, it didn't really help me grow anymore. So what that looks like is a $3,000 computer, a $3,000 camera body, like $2,000 or $3,000 on lenses, and then the remainder spent on lighting gear and props for shoots, right? So that's like $10,000. Reinvest it in my business, and anything beyond that didn't really help me in growth. So I realized that I actually had to learn new skills, get better at the business side of things. So for me, that looked like buying online courses, working with coaches, joining membership communities, right? I was able to pay other people for their knowledge, for teaching me, for finding where the gaps were in my business. And because of this, I was able to grow a lot faster than a lot of my peers. A lot of the people that went full-time when I went full-time back in 2020 aren't doing it full-time anymore. And I think I was able to keep growing so quickly because I wasn't someone that just wanted to figure it all themselves by watching YouTube videos for years and trying to make all the mistakes myself. I mean, yes, I made a ton of mistakes myself along the way, but I also bought courses. I worked with coaches. I joined communities where I had to pay to be in them. And this might be controversial in some circles. For me, it's been the best return on my time, on my money, because I was able to learn so quickly because I was reinvesting in these skills. Now, you might be wondering, what are these skills, right? Well, if you're a photographer who's making $5,000 a month, and you know there's photographers out there making $10,000 or $20,000 a month, well, there's a gap of $15,000 a month that you're losing every single month because you don't know how to make $20,000 a month. And that's kind of how I view things. I don't view it as like an investment that oh, I have to be paying $1,000 a month for this coach or whatever. I'm viewing it as, okay, I'm actively losing this amount of money because I don't know how to make that, right? So that's kind of how I view it. But the skills I'm talking about here, they're pretty basic business skills, right? You have to learn how to market yourself. So how do you get your offer in front of more and more people? Is that going to be a cold outreach system? Is that going to be an inbound social selling system through social media, right? How are you getting leads? How are you getting your offer in front of people, your packages in front of people? And once you got that in front of people, how are you converting them? So what's your conversion mechanism? Are you doing discovery calls? That's usually what I recommend doing, discovery calls. How are you structuring these calls? What are you asking on these calls? How are you handling objections? How are you negotiating? How are you structuring your proposals? What's included in your proposals? There's all these little pieces that you can learn from people and grow your business. So that's what I did. I learned as fast as possible, got around entrepreneurs that were doing some crazy numbers, honestly, and that really inspired me to grow faster. So definitely invest in your business, whether that's attending conferences, whether that's working with coaches, whether that's spending money on paid ads and trying to figure them out yourself, or hiring people. Reinvest that money back into your business, because that's the best way to grow quickly, right? You want to be investing in something that you believe in, and I hope that you believe in your business here. Okay, before we move on to number 6, I want to tell you about my free Creative Biz Builders community. This is a community with courses, community support, where you can learn how to actually build a photo or video business for long-term success. So we're going to teach you sales, marketing, offer creation, all that stuff in our free masterclass. Link to join is below this video. I'd love to have you in there. We just crossed 750 members, which is super cool. Link to join below, completely free. Okay, money rule number 6. Stop focusing on $10 tasks and start focusing on $1,000 tasks. So what does this mean? There are so many little things in our business that are $10 tasks. Tasks that are super redundant, that can be hired out for someone working a minimum wage job, things that aren't really worth our time, or things that could be automated, versus $1,000 tasks. These are the things that we are the best in the world at. That is what we're good at. That is us actually shooting, actually taking photos, actually doing the videos. Maybe we're really good at editing, and that's what we're known for. We want to be focusing on those really high value tasks inside our business, not those tiny mundane tasks that can be hired out or automated, right? And a lot of people make this mistake when they're scaling. Once they are at like that $10,000 a month mark, a lot of people think they have to be doing everything themselves. And that's simply not true. If we always want to be doing everything ourselves, we're not going to grow quickly. So we want to outsource those low budget tasks to someone else, whether that's someone editing your photos, whether that's someone editing your videos, whether that's someone doing outreach on your behalf, right? Whether that's someone else scheduling those calls in your calendar. We want to outsource those low level tasks so that we can focus on those really the high value tasks. And for me, those are either doing the production work or actually selling clients. Now, inside my own company, when I was really focused on scaling Pieta Productions, my virtual assistant, Mariel, what she would do is she would scrape my lead list for me. So she would find all the contacts I have to reach out to. She would compose a lot of the emails and schedule those emails to go out. And those were kind of low level tasks for her to do. Then when the responses came in from the emails, then I would go and schedule the calls and actually hop on the calls, because I was good at the selling part, and I couldn't, if I were to hire a salesperson, that'd be very expensive, right? But the selling itself, that is a high value task for me. So I focused on that. Then the production work. So actually shooting the photos, styling the scenes, all that stuff I did. And then after I shot the photos and videos, they went off to my editor. So I had a photo editor and a video editor that would take care of that entire process. So I was focused on the really high value things, and I outsourced all the rest. And this is what helped me grow really quickly. So once you're making some decent money from your business and you want to keep on growing, stop focusing on those $10 tasks and focus on those $1,000 tasks here. Okay, moving on to money rule number 7. Money rule number 7 is to focus on your current clients. Current clients are going to be 80% of your revenue. That's usually how it works inside of any business. The repeat customers that are coming in month after month after month are going to be your biggest revenue drivers, right? So there's going to be 3 main buckets of clients in your business. There's going to be the outbound leads that you have to reach out to, and you're approaching them. Then there's going to be the inbound clients. Clients that are coming to you and you're closing them on sales calls. And then lastly, you're going to have repeat clients. So these are either the outbound and inbound clients that stay on for multiple projects. And these are going to be the clients that you spend most of your time with. The repeat clients, at least for me, have contributed to 80% plus of my business. So you want to treat your clients really well. So this means having a really great customer experience and delivering them the results that you promised. So back in the start of this video, we were talking about selling solutions and not just assets. So we want to make sure that when a project wraps up, our client actually got the solution to what they wanted. So this means having a clear way of tracking KPIs for your clients, asking them what KPIs they measure. These are key performance indicators. So what are they actually tracking? How can you contribute to this? And you can see if they actually hit those KPIs based off of the assets that you provide. And if you're actually getting them good results and they're getting a positive ROI from your service, well, they're going to want to continue working with you if you have a great customer experience. So the second component of this is to have that really good customer experience. So that means making it very easy for them to work with you. So inside of Creative Biz Launch, we have a client portal that all of our members get access to. And in this client portal, they can customize it per client. They send this to clients, and clients then know in real time. They have project tracking, so they know where the project is at. They can see their onboarding form. They can see their final assets, the proofs, the contracts, everything they would need in this all-in-one portal, which makes it really easy to work with clients and also increases the customer experience that you have. So you want to make it easy to work with clients. You want to have great communication. You want to do things quickly, and you want to make sure you get them results because repeat clients are going to be your best business here. All right, let's move on to money rule number 8 here. Money rule number 8 is to keep your sales pipeline full of leads. So when you're using a sales pipeline, we want to make sure that we have leads in every stage. So we want to have people who are scheduled for sales calls. We want to have people who are who have a proposal out for them. We want to have people that we're going to reach out to, right? We want a full sales pipeline so that we're never scrambling for the next client, because a lot of freelancers before they start working with me are in that feast or famine mindset where at 1 month they have a ton of clients and they're overworked and they're stressed, and then the next month there's no clients and they're stressed because they don't have money. We want to get rid of this cycle. So we want to have a consistent sales pipeline full of clients. So at a glance, you can see how much revenue is projected for that month. So let's say you have a sales pipeline with 15 potential leads in there. Well, you probably can close 30% of those. So you're going to close 5 of those clients. So you can take your average deal size and you can actually predict how much revenue you're getting month after month if you've got a sales pipeline like this. Now, the biggest struggle I see is people don't know how to fill their sales pipeline. They don't even know how to get people interested in their service. So you can get people interested in your service in one of 2 ways. We talked about this briefly. We have those inbound leads that come in. So you can get inbound leads through posting social content, through sharing your story on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, right? Creating social content is, in my opinion, the best way to get inbound leads. Other ways you can do this is through paid ads. You can do some SEO stuff like that too. But I really recommend focusing on the social. And then the second component of this is doing the outbound, the outreach, right? So you want to be sending those cold emails. You want to be sending those LinkedIn messages. You want to be reaching out to people on social. But make sure that you're following a proper system with this, because if you're doing cold email and you haven't used someone else's system, you're going to be sending thousands of emails that just land in spam. So make sure that you're doing this properly. Again, in my free community, we teach you how to do this, so you can join and get more info on that. But make sure that you have this sales pipeline that's constantly full, because it's going to make your life so much easier. Okay, money rule number 9, and this is probably my favorite one: treat yourself. So I've been talking about how can we make more money in our business, right? But at the end of the day, it's important to actually use this money for something that you enjoy. Reward yourself for hitting big milestones. Reward yourself for hitting little milestones. Whenever you have a goal set for yourself, tell yourself what you're going to buy if you hit that goal. Maybe you had a really great week, you closed a few deals, you're going to go out to dinner with your wife and have a great Friday night out. Maybe you've been working on this goal that's been on your mind for the last year. Well, when you hit that goal, buy yourself something big. Buy something that's going to help you reinforce hitting that goal. Celebrate somehow. Go on a trip, right? As entrepreneurs, most likely what we want is freedom, right? We got into this because we want more freedom. We don't want to work for someone else, right? We want to work for ourselves. And by having extra money, well, we can unlock more freedom. We can have freedom of time. We can have freedom of location. We could travel more. We can buy things that we want, right? We don't just want our cash to be sitting in a bank account collecting dust. Now, yes, definitely save money, but take a little bit of that out and treat yourself. Reinforce doing the good stuff, celebrate the milestones along the way, because if we're working all the time, we're just going to burn out, and that's the last thing we want to do. So definitely reward yourself for all the hard work that you've done. Treat yourself. You're allowed to celebrate. So those are my 9 money rules for growing your photo or video business. If you want more of this stuff, check out the channel, and I'd love to have you in that free community. Again, link for that below. My name is Chris Pieta, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.